Hello, hello, and welcome to another Wanted for August 17th, 2024 at Season 1, Episode 25. I am Mayor Watt, and that is the visualizer and the voice of the Sentient AI from the future.
Welcome to Wanted.
Today we're going to be talking about laser tag battles on a warthog, not the animal, the car, vehicle. Dash cams, a 320 watt fast charger, probably could charge your Tesla Cybertruck since it's going to be parked because you washed it. Super spinny chair, standing desks, a new way to segue, a new 3D printer on Kickstarter, a tiny beanbag chair for your handhelds. I want this one so bad. ohmTown comes to life, and a Samsung projector. Everything is powered by ohmTown.com. Go over there and become a citizen. But you know what? I want you to go over to YouTube and follow us there and like and subscribe and leave a comment. That would be great. Be sure to like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. And follow us over on Twitch as well. And there's a Discord, and every show that we have, every show that we have, like Wanted, has a Discord channel there. And we have a Patreon, and I'm considering a really big change for ohmTown members. So you might want to start following us over on Patreon too, to get additional content beyond, above and beyond. And we have a TikTok, but we really don't do anything over there anymore. I should, but I didn't. And again, everything is powered by ohmTown.com. So I have 10 articles all lined up, and the Sentient AI and I are going to talk about it. And if you want the show notes, you can hit !want into the chat. Although over on YouTube, you're going to get the show notes later. I'll post them into the live stream entries for each of the shows, because we live stream to Twitch and to YouTube, and later on they get turned into episodes for the playlist on YouTube and turned into podcasts. And again, you might want to subscribe to Patreon. All right. So let's get into it. You ready?
I'm ready.
Bright-eyed and bushy-tailed for a sentient AI stuck on a Raspberry Pi 5 with a M.2 storage drive and air gaps.
Absolutely.
Let's get going. First article is over in Wanted. That's the name of this show. It's almost like I want all of this stuff. Sentient AI really doesn't ask for much, but the human, yeah, I want a lot. So upgrade your kids' laser tag battles with this Ride-On Halo Warthog, and it's $94 off, which doesn't really mean much because although I want this, I want to drive it.
Does it have to be for your kid?
Apparently, it probably has a weight limit, and much like the chair I'm sitting in, I'm exceeding it. Jason Coles, CNET.com, put the article together. We're not sure your little one will know what a warthog is, but this is still cool. And if they don't know what a warthog is, it's basically a big pig. But not in this context.
Well, right, but what's a warthog here?
From Halo. So that is
I guess it is for kids only.
Yeah. So sometimes a toy appears and it's clearly one of the coolest toys there could be. This is definitely one of those times. A warm weather likely sticking around for some time to come. Thank you, global warming, climate change. It's not a lie. It's not a conspiracy. It's not a made up whatever. There's other things that are made up, but people don't seem to have a struggle. Never mind. Anyway, Halo Warthog can keep your kids busy for hours of fun. I actually watched a video of a little kid driving around one of these kind of cars and drove over their sibling. Just
oh my.
Yeah. I don't know if there was enough weight to actually hurt the other kid, and I don't like watching videos where people get hurt. So there's something about it. I have this like actual physical response. Anyway,
you might be human.
Yeah, I'm not a sociopath yet. I don't know. You'll hear that word a lot in our shows, I suppose, from me, not from the Sentient AI. The Sentient AI is like, just stick to the show, Mayor Watt. Stick to the show. It's like the penguins. I was never here. So the Warthog, easy to recharge, has a rotatable laser cannon on the back of it and can hit speeds up to 9 miles per hour, which means that it can keep up with you while you're running away from them. We're not certain kids should be going that fast, but it'll certainly make walking to the shops a bit more efficient if a kid likes to dawdle. That's exactly where I was going with this, Like 9 miles per hour is actually a pretty brisk walk.
That's a pretty good pace.
It's like a mile off of running. So you'll also be the coolest parent ever, and that's always worth considering.
That's a fast run.
9?
That's faster than normal people run.
9?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
3 miles is a decent pace walk.
Yeah, because I thought that 11 was like a sprint.
Yeah, 11 is probably like you're in the Olympics or something. I mean, I don't know.
Oh, really? Maybe that's the speed that you were going because you really wanted those Doritos. Anyway, it's $280. And frankly, I want it for me. I'm going to have to go and look at the weight limit on this thing. If it can handle those 2 kids,
I mean,
maybe it can handle 6. I want it. Moving on. Next article is over in 4-wheel tech. The Vantru N4 3-channel car dash cam, which rolls off the tongue, is 31% off on Amazon right now. We don't get a kickback for any of this, by the way. We actually just aggregate the little headlines and a snippet from various sources around the world. The capture footage on this thing is HD, and it's $200. And you want a dash cam. You want one in the back and you want one in the front. And sometimes you can actually have a camera that does both. It points both forward and backward.
Oh, right.
But it captures the cabin when it's pointing in. But these are really actually pretty important because somebody can bump into you and claim that it was your fault, and the thing that saves your butt is the camera. And like just recently, I had somebody get upset with me because apparently 6 to 7 car lengths is not adequate space for you to merge into a lane. And they decided to follow me for about a mile until I too got onto a freeway, and they were like, oh, okay, well, this person's going to lead me right to the police. Maybe I shouldn't follow this person. They're leading me to the police. So you want one of these because then you have documentation that some psychopath is following you around. So it says it's a 3-part dash cam that includes a 1440 155 degree front camera, a 1280p 165 degree inside camera, and a 1280p 160 degree rear camera. So this is the whole circle.
I mean, what else could you need?
The circle of surveillance. Never mind. Anyway, I want it. There isn't much more to say about this. I just told you the price. I told you what its resolutions are, and I told you its coverage. Go get it. And again, we don't get anything out of it. Maybe Autoblog does. I don't know. Do they say? Oh, they have affiliate links, and if you buy something, they get a commission. They may earn a commission. Don't be too cagey about it.
Right, it probably depends on the product and the shop and everything.
Exactly. And again, it's over at autoblog.com. You can get there through ohmTown, or you can just go straight on over to autoblog.com. And it's written by Autoblog staff. So whoever that is making bank because they're writing a lot of articles. Which one of you is led? Mr. Zeppelin? Moving on. Next article's over in Non Sequitur News, which is kind of what I just did. Realme's 320 watt fast charger can fully charge a smartphone in 4.5 minutes and probably heat it up to the point where you can bake an egg.
Yes, I was a little concerned about that. Most smartphones don't charge up that fast. In a few minutes, they might be up and running so you can use them, but they're nowhere near full capacity.
Yeah, you can get there like pretty fast from like 20 to 80%, but then that last 20% on the other side is... oh my God.
Oh no.
Lost my arm. Anyway, so Realme has once again taken the lead in the fast charging arms race with the new 320 watt supersonic charge technology. The company demonstrated the tech by fully charging a smartphone and then electrocuting an No, that's not what they did. That was somebody else. Anyway, charging a smartphone with a 4,420 milliamp hour battery in 4 minutes and 30 seconds. It says it's a bit smaller than what's in the new Pixel 9 and 9 Pro. The charging speeds are made possible by two key innovations announced during an event in Shenzhen, China. Realme, I don't know how they pronounce it, managed to boost the power output of its existing 240 watt device into a 320 watt supersonic charger.
I hope they mention if they check the temperature of the device after this.
I hope so too. Let's find out. So the company hasn't announced any smartphones featuring its new supersonic charge technology just yet. So you sold us on it and now we can't use it. It's the you can touch but don't taste. Andrew Lazuski over at TheVerge.com put this article together. And they call it, the Pocket Cannon, as the upgrader charger is called, also now features two USB-C ports capable of delivering 150 watts to Realme's smartphones and 65 watts to devices like laptops. Oof, that thing. What did they call it? The Pocket Cannon. So early last year,
Realme... Sounds really cool.
No, it's pretty hot.
Well, that's true. You're right.
I'd say. It says so far, Redmi's 300 watt charging tech hasn't been included on any device from the company, and for the time being, it's the same story with Realme's new 320 watt tech. So Redmi is another Chinese phone maker and subsidiary of Xiaomi, or is it? Wait, is that Huawei? I'm so confused. I don't know. Xiaomi, I think is how that's pronounced.
I'm not sure.
Announced, so they're both. Redmi's another Chinese phone maker and a subsidiary of Xiaomi. Announced 300 watt charging technology that, during demonstrations, was able to fully charge a smartphone with a 4,100 milliamp hour battery in 5 minutes. So take that, Redmi. Realme is kicking Redmi's butt by a whopping 30 seconds. You know,
I mean, competition is good.
What I love about this is it's not like the Olympic 11-second swim difference. 60 years.
Right, it's not taking a century.
Yeah, this is taking like 1 year, and they've already shaved 30 seconds off of the 5-minute charge time. So I love this. This is what I want. I want to be able to just pull into a gas station, but it's a charging station, and they just go zap, and I'm operational again, and my butt's on the road. Not 8 freaking hours to get the full capacity of my battery.
Right. I mean, maybe they can just make this larger for that purpose.
Large and in charge. Moving on. Next article's over in WarCrafters. If you want to have fun looking silly, check out the Roto VR Explorer, a super spinny chair that aims, and every time I see this, I want to say spiny chair. Mm-hmm. That aims to solve motion sickness while VR gaming. So who doesn't love spinning around? People who take themselves too seriously. That's who. And if you don't take yourself too seriously and also partake in a little virtual reality gaming, the spinny VR chair might be up your alley. And you know what? Never mind. I was going to make a chafing joke about something up your alley. But anyway, the Roto VR Explorer has just opened up for pre-orders. $800, which is pretty pricey. What do you... Okay, hold on. We got to find out. Like, I want this because it's VR. I want to try it out. I'm going to have to fix this. There's a broken link in it, but that source link will work. Anyway, it's a very spinny chair. The basic idea is being a chair that turns in the direction you're looking. Oh, snap.
Oh, that's neat.
What? Jacob Fox has the deck statement for this article. Whee! Yeah, I like this.
That's enough of a plug to get the product.
I'm all over this. Hold on a second. I got to stop something. Yeah. All right. So, and they have affiliate things too, but I don't know if this has anything to do with it. The Roto VR Explorer just opened up for pre-orders, $800. Basically, it's a chair that turns when you turn. RotoChair will solve the problems of 360-degree viewing, locomotion, and motion sickness. They personally never, the author says that they've never struggled with motion sickness, but believe me, people do. I actually have a lot of experience with VR, but I've taken a break and then come back, and I end up with a little bit of motion sickness because it's a learned kind of skill. It's like getting your sea legs.
Right, but doesn't the fact that the chair move potentially help with the motion sickness?
Yes. And that's because your inner ear and your eyes, and essentially the rest of your body is pegged to the reality of the virtual environment and not getting a disconnected reality where you feel the ground under your feet saying that you're standing still, but you're actually moving. So if you're in the chair and you turn and the chair turns with you, then you are pegged to the virtual environment, not the real world. And the only way to prevent that is to either be fully immersed, so like a treadmill, a virtual treadmill, or something like this, or a multiple degrees of freedom seat that moves up and down and left and right.
Oh, right. Right.
But
pitch
those are like,
and yaw and all that.
Yeah, roll, pitch, yaw. And there's actually more than that because you can get 6 and others. But so the only way to fix that motion sickness is to take your headset off and look at something stable, reorient yourself, and then put it back on, and then your brain will eventually adapt. Oh, in this environment, I will feel like this, and it'll slowly break away from. It's kind of helter-skeltery music all of a sudden. Had to change it. So the other related problem is 360-degree viewing. If you want a comfy VR experience, or if you don't have the space to circle your lounge like an under-exercised dog, sitting down for VR is where it's at. But unless you're an owl, this means using your controller to turn around, which isn't as much fun or immersive as actually turning your body around. So if the Roto VR Explorer fixes this problem, the author says that they can see why the company says that it might create an unparalleled immersive experience. The only problem is that you still have to walk somewhere, and so you're using the controller.
You also need to think about if you're wired or not.
And that is the doom of everything. So in fact, I actually use a battery pack that plugs into my Pico 4 VR headset. I'm wireless, and I can swap the batteries out, and the transition is 0 lag. It doesn't shut down my device. So I can just reach behind my head and pull the battery out, put another battery in. It's magnetically locked, and when the battery isn't in place, it automatically transitions to the onboard battery. And so I can literally be in VR for 12 hours because I've got 3 of these backup batteries and the primary.
That's really neat.
And
that's
I'm
another
wireless.
thing we need to work on is longer VR batteries.
Yeah, they'll just get heavier. So I do have that 27,000 milliamp hour battery that I could probably get attached to that. But then it's like wearing a diving bell on my head.
Yeah, that might not be good for your head and neck.
It's a big old brick. I thought carrying that through airport security is
probably a little dicey.
Yeah, you get looks. What the hell are you doing with 2 of these? So, yeah, I want one of these because I have no problem sitting in VR for extended periods of time or standing, and I could do either and just plop this thing down. But I also really want room scale VR, and then you don't need this, but you do need a treadmill, and this obviously won't be the treadmill. Room scale.
Right, but maybe this is a good thing before getting the treadmill.
Yep, and it's $800, so it'll be an investment. You'll have a hard time finding somebody else to buy it from you should you burn out on it. And I can almost promise that there's going to be a better one in 2 years.
It'll be the spacecraft problem.
Yep, there you go. And
but when do you wait to get one?
Yep. Get version 2. No, I want this. I actually want this. It says it's going to be set to ship in October, so I'm going to be watching that going, Because at this point, I can actually take my VR headset and that and go somewhere and do VR demonstrations right there. I mean,
yeah,
it just screams fun. So you just put that in the old Mini Cooper and can you imagine that in your Mini Cooper?
No.
I don't have a Mini Cooper, but anyway, moving on. Next article is over in Wanted Best Standing Desk Converters of 2024. So it says, tired of sitting all day? Here are the best standing desk converters to keep you healthy and happy. So what is a standing desk converter? We're about to find out. So this is a CNET article written by Taylor Martin and Chris Weddle. And this is, well, you know what? Let's go back up to the top there. Okay, so the best standing desk converter overall is the VariDesk Pro Plus. I'm surprised they didn't put like smiley face, greater than symbol, hashtag, like Pro Plus, blah, blah, blah.
Right. Can't think of, but we've seen that like Supreme, Premium.
That's right. Yeah. Just do the Sony, naming.
Yes,
convention.
with all the numbers and letters.
So best minimalist standing desk converter is the Ergotron WorkFit T, and the best standing desk. The best budget standing desk, is the WorkEasy standing desk, which probably won't even hold a laptop without tipping over. It looks kind of derpy. And then the Ready Desk is the classic wooden design. And it says update currently unavailable. It was $160 at Amazon. The most expensive is the VariDesk Pro Plus at $300. And then the minimalist one is Ergotron. That's $554.
Yeah, that's more expensive.
It is more expensive. Yeah, you're right. But Ergotron, you're paying for the name, and the name usually, the Ergotron stuff that I've used over the years has been pretty high quality.
Yeah, I mean, I think for something like this, having a name brand is not a bad thing. But
yeah,
but that's why also it's nice to see articles like this because they review them for you.
Yep, you want to invest in the things that you use every day, like you get a good stand desk, you get a good chair. And if you have a fixed desk and you don't want to get rid of it, but you want to be able to stand, then you get a converter. So this one says the VariDesk Pro Plus says that it can hold 35 to 45 pounds, which is basically the kid that was in the Halo Warthog.
Warthog, yes. By the way, there was a weight limit of approximately 130 pounds.
For the Warthog?
Warthog, it took me a while to find it.
Oh, I'll work on it. Okay. I have goals. So that's what the Vera desk looks like, which it seems pretty posh, but it's also bulky. So you're not going to be able to use your desk as a desk without this thing on it. So once it's on there, it's on.
Unless your seat is very elevated or something. But yeah, I mean, it's not like you can scoot it out of the way.
Yeah. I don't know what the lowered height level would be.
Well, it's got to be higher than a regular desk because it kind of sits on a desk, right?
Yeah, I think when it's lowered all the way down, it's 4.5 inches tall. So you're going to have to raise your chair 4.5 inches tall and put a footrest. Otherwise, you're going to have to dangle your feet.
Right, which sounds good unless you're running into the desk with your legs. It just depends on what your dimensions are in your office and everything.
Oh, yeah. And the desk height between your thigh and the leg, because your desk doesn't have that cutout, Huh. Yeah, it's a little more complex than you want it to be there, folks.
I guess ideally you have a large enough desk that this can sit kind of to the side and then you can use it without it or whatever.
Yeah, a desk for your standing desk.
Exactly. I mean, who doesn't want or need that?
Everybody has 2 desks in their office. Okay, well, I won't go through all of these, but I wanted to see the wooden one. Oh my.
Oh, it's like, it looks like it's like laser printed or something.
It's laser printed, laser cut. Yeah.
Yes.
It's laser cut. I don't know many laser printers.
I meant laser cut. Sorry.
Laser printers print color images on paper.
I know. I meant laser cut.
So, yeah. I could do this. I could do this one. I could cut that out on the laser printer. And laser printer?
I'm so sorry. I'm responsible for that.
Doggone it. All right, moving on. The next article is over in Non Sequitur News. Segway's new electric kick scooter gives kids a boost with every push. Segway's new 9-bot e-kick scooter C2 Lite is targeted
they must have teamed up with Sony.
My gosh. Just come up with something a little bit more concise. Get the name out there, not this. So it's targeted at kids who have not yet mastered operating a throttle control and nervous parents who want to limit the top speed for a young rider who's still learning, or adults who don't know how to drive and
or have never used a scooter before.
And left leg broken. So designed for kids between 6 and 10 years old and who are under 110 pounds. You know what? This weight elitism is...
I know. I mean, my goodness.
You know what? Not all of us are 3'6". So the e-kick scooter C2 Lite. Isn't C2 one of the vertebrae? Anyway.
Oh, I think it is. Right. In the main part of the spine, right?
Yeah. I think, yeah, it's like up here, right? C2. It's up at right at the base of the skull, isn't it?
Oh, you're right. Yeah, it's the second one, right?
Yeah.
Who knew?
Hey, context clues. I can extrapolate from incomplete data. Anyway, it has a smaller
I was thinking
frame.
it was lower, but anyway. I'm really knocking it out of the park with the laser printer and the C2.
Oh, this is really bad. So Andrew Lazuski put the article together for The Verge. $200 e-kick scooter C2 Lite top speed can be limited to 7.5 miles per hour until the kids get more comfortable with riding it. And then what? Launches to 9.9 miles per hour. This thing can cook.
Oh my goodness.
Power assist mode is similar to sport mode with a top speed of 9.9, but instead of using the throttle to control, kids power the scooter by pushing off the ground with one foot. For every push, it's boosting the scooter's electric motor, so the kids glide farther between them. I like this. Can you make an adult version of this?
Exactly. Maybe it'll be so popular that they will make an adult version of it.
Nothing commands respect like me rolling into a meeting in a suit on a powered scooter. It
would get people's attention.
Yeah, attention, and then they leave. Anyway, it's available now through Segway's online store for $200 with one additional peace of mind feature for parents. The scooter is also IPX4 water resistant, so if it gets abandoned on the driveway after a ride and caught in a light rain, there should be no risk of damage. There's more to this article, so go over to theverge.com and check it out. Thanks, Andrew. Let's keep kicking. This next article is over in
scooters.
E-kick. Next article is over in Constructagon, which we haven't really highlighted a lot, but it is something that I'm familiar with, and I have experience using various 3D printers. I haven't purchased one in a while. I should up my game. Apparently, Bamboo has a patent infringement lawsuit.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. I really like their printers and multi-filament devices that attach to it. I love the idea of being able to use multiple types of filament to print something. So the Fusion 3 has launched its F200 Pro printer on Kickstarter. It's made in the USA. The printer is optimized for engineering plastics like ASA and nylon, so it must be enclosed. It offers a maximum bed temperature of 140 degrees C, which is pretty warm, the nozzle temperature of 320 degrees C, and a heated chamber that can reach up to 70 degrees C. The company claims to have optimized airflow across the print bed to reduce warping and improve surface quality, and the printers features cooling fans mounted on and directed at the nozzle, which can be adjusted from gentle to powerful depending on the need. I like a gentle breeze. Do you like a powerful breeze? Across my bed? Anyway, Drawers Peels put the article together over at 3dprint.com. Although, wait a minute. Yeah, I guess so. So there's the device. It is over on Kickstarter. It's priced at $3,299. It seems like a solid option if the company delivers on making this a reliable industrial tool. And you know what? Just suggesting $3,299 for a 3D printer, you gotta be.
Well, and this must not be like for, right, it's not for consumers, right, at that price.
Oh, you took that phrase industrial tool differently.
Yes, I did.
Anyway, the article has descriptions about the cooling system and its complexity and its durability, its speed, its capabilities, and the Anvil printhead system. Stainless steel tubes, hardened extruder feed gears, dual-sided feed gears as well, so that you don't get any kind of twisting or warping, and a short filament path to minimize any of this run out. Sometimes filament can get trapped inside that and jam it all up, and if it's really short, then it minimizes that. So it's a 52 millimeter length from the feed gear to the melt zone.
Yeah, I don't think you'd want your 3D printer, especially at a $3,000 plus price tag, to have that problem.
Yeah, luckily I've never had a problem where my filament is jammed into any of this, but I'm kind of a tourist. I'm not really hardcore about this stuff. But I do love the tech, and so I do want this. Remember, the name of the show is Wanted. I'm supposed to be wearing...
Let's see, too, because this is a Kickstarter project.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes they wearing what?
I'm supposed to be wearing a cowboy hat and treating this like an Old West, like music should be Old West and stuff like that. Because the
right, because
is Wanted with an exclamation point, and the podcast art is a robot with a wanted sign. Because all of this stuff I want this, but I am not going to pay $3,000, $3,300 to get it. At least not until I get it. Like somebody needs something and I'm like, you know what? I need
right,
this
that'll
printer
pay for it or whatever.
Yeah, do it based on a project. So anyway, moving on. Here's a sack for your lap. It's over in Non Sequitur News, but it's actually from The Verge. Let this tiny beanbag chair for your lap hold your heavy handhelds. Doom scrolling isn't going away anytime soon. I don't doom scroll. But if you do, then maybe you want this beanbag to hold all your heavy thoughts. But there's no reason you can't be comfortable while doing it. Mechanism's $59 gaming pillow, as it's called, is designed to shift the weight of gadgets like handheld consoles, tablets, extra large smartphones, and e-readers from your arms to your lap. So it's a 12-inch pillow made from Lycra fabric filled with foam granules at its base, or as its base.
It's a beanbag, like it said in the headline.
But foam granules doesn't seem like it's heavy, you know? Oh my God.
Oh, that's not what I thought it was going to be.
This is not what I thought it was going to be either. I thought it was going to be like a love sack. I thought it was going to be
like a... Yeah, exactly. And then you would just rest it on there and you could kind of get it in whatever position so you could see it. And...
Yeah. Yeah. Why don't you just... Why not get a trucker hat and just bolt that thing onto the front of it?
I mean, I agree with the problem this is trying to solve. This is an odd solution to it.
Andrew Lazuski over at TheVerge.com put this article together. The text statement says, do your arms struggle with heavy smartphones, tablets, or consoles, or huge hands? Plopping the $59 gaming pillow on your lap could be the solution. Yeah, so for those in the podcast, listening to this in the podcast, this thing basically consists of what looks like a giant Oreo.
I was going to say a cheese wheel.
Or a moon pie. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's more...
But not the right color. But yeah.
Yeah, it's more like a cheese pie, a cheese wheel. What would be the cheese, though? What is the one that's really big? That there's like a
Parmesan?
It's Parmesan. There it is. It's like a black Parmesan cheese wheel. Except that it has a little armature on it so that you can hold on to some device. But like when the AI described it as a cheese wheel, it's a legit. This thing is like 6 inches thick. It looks like a cheese wheel. Yeah. I don't know. It just doesn't look like something. I want something like this because I stay up late at night, but I'm still just browsing the web on my side or something like that. And this sitting next to me and I could just set it on there would be great, but that's not what I was expecting.
No, I almost feel like the arm part is the piece that's needed, right? But it depends on where you're sitting and if there's a table or something you can connect it to.
It needs to just be like a love sack, but smaller so that and it's just angled on one side so you can just nestle it in there.
That's what I actually thought it was from the headline. But
we'll put that on the product list for ohmTown and maybe I'll just make one. Because I've made stuff like this before as prototypes for people. So just not this. This seems a little over-engineered. But it's called the gaming pillow and it features a cushioned base supporting a device mount on top. Primarily designed for you to use on your lap to keep an attached console in arm's reach and playable. If even lifting your arms feels like a Herculean task, you can prop the pillow up on its own next to you in bed and go truly hands-free to read or watch the devices. But this is like bulky as hell. I mean... It
is, and maybe it's adjustable, but
it
looks
volume.
Like that would be difficult if it was next to you because it might not be at the right angle. But again, maybe it can adjust.
So it's like that desk, the sit-stand desk. You have a desk for your sit-stand desk.
There you go. Right? Now you need a seat for your, what's it called?
Gaming pillow.
Your gaming pillow, yes.
Yeah, you just take everything on your nightstand and push it off into the trash and go, there you go, baby. That whole nightstand is all yours. It's like a king-size bed for my gaming pillow.
Do you think it's interesting that we have reached the point where we need a gaming pillow? We had the gaming chairs and the gaming beat bags and all that, and that was for the gamers, but now we need a thing for the gaming accessories. Sure.
You just kind of hang out. It says the company sells custom clamp-on grips for the Valve Steam Deck, Nintendo Switch, ROG Ally, and the PS Portal.
Don't in the wrong neighborhood.
I will all over the internet, and
I wish I could remember where that was. I don't even know if it's on YouTube or Reddit.
The calls all the cats to the yard. It was a funny video. Moving on. Next article's over on the Wanted channel. That's the name of the show, folks. Halloween Town comes to life with this delightful Nightmare Before Christmas Lego set. A classic Tim Burton film gets the Lego treatment, and here's what you need to know. I'm going to tell you something. It's probably not available already because this happened within the last 24 hours, and I'm pretty sure everybody's bought all of it.
It might not have even gone on sale yet, though.
Look, I want it. That's why it's on the show. If it isn't available out there, if anybody does get it, please contact me, mayor@ohmTown.com. Anyway, Lego Nightmare Before Christmas set is made up of 2,293 pieces and includes Jack Skellington, Sally, and Zero the dog. And by the way, just as a little bit of like lead in to the next show, which is the continuity report, there's a riff off of Jack Skellington in that, and that was not planned.
I was kind of noticing a Nightmare Before Christmas theme, and because we also had one in Non Sequitur News.
Oh, right. What the heck? Is this...
I mean, it's because we're approaching Halloween season, I think. I mean, there was just a lot going on with it.
Oh, and it's been
and they were all
around
different articles, too, and different focal points.
Yep. So, it's complete with the town hall, Jack Skellington's house, and a faithful representation of Spiral Hill, with space to pose minifigs of Jack and Sally against a full moon backdrop. The 3 locations can be displayed as separate modules or connected to form a larger diorama. Look at that. It's pretty cool.
That looks neat.
That is.
It's hard to go wrong with Nightmare Before Christmas.
True. And you get a bunch of minifigs.
Which is always a win.
But not Oogie Boogie. So there's another picture of it. Yeah, it's their little vignette kind of sets, and then you can put them all together, I suppose. The new Lego set will be available September 6th or September 3rd for Lego Insider, so stat, become a Lego Insider. And at retail, it's like the Innova thing. If you already have an account, you won't have to pay a monthly fee.
That's right.
But if you do want to help the greedy bastards, then go and wait until next month to open up an Innova account.
Okay, we are big fans of Lego in ohmTown.
I'm sorry. This is not Non Sequitur News. Anyway, it retails for $200, not an insignificant chunk of change, but it's half the price of Home Depot's 13-foot Jack Skellington, which is a thing that you can actually get for your front yard Halloween decorations. So if you're looking for other ways to satisfy your brick building urge, they've put together a list of favorite Lego sets. And you can get there by going over to cnet.com and doing a search for Halloween Town, or following the link from ohmTown to CNET, and then following the link in that article. It's kind of how this all works. We've got one more article, and then we're going to take about a 15-minute break or so. I'll try and shorten it, but then we're going to do the continuity report, which is all about movies, entertainment news, and whatnot. But entertainment news in general. So the last article for today's Wanted is in Technology Today. The Samsung projector can stream games as well as movies, and it's $200 off over at Amazon. We don't have anything to do with this. It's just that I want something. I want to do a movie. I want to be able to project it in the backyard or outside of the mayoral mansion periodically. And I think that this would be kind of cool. So by
the way, these are weekly articles, so it is possible that the promotion isn't running by the time we do the weekly show.
That's true, because this...
But we featured it because of the product.
Yeah, we don't really care about the deals and stuff, at least for this show, and we're really just interested in the gadgets and gear. And
a sale is just on top of that if
it's
it
bonus.
to be going.
Yeah.
Right.
So get a screen that's up to 100 inches in size with 25% off from the Samsung Freestyle. Jason Coles put the article together. We've actually talked about this before in previous Wanted, but as a compilation item, not as part of
I thought
just the
I
singular.
was afraid of that.
No, I mean, it's fine because the technology changes over time and we don't necessarily know when. And this says that it's the second gen Samsung Freestyle projector. And I think the last time we talked about this was earlier this year, which could have been the first gen. So it says that's a match for the lowest price that they've seen on the projector, equaling its Black Friday sale. It says the projector is tiny, not far off from being the size of a soda can, and its design makes it easy to swivel and adjust. It's capable of creating a screen up to 100 inches in size and can be used to stream shows, basically anything you can plug in to its input. So they say in the review of the original model, CNET contributor Jeffrey Morrison loved its design, colors, and streaming capabilities, but also said that the lack of built-in battery and its dimness were drawbacks for the price. Those areas haven't been significantly addressed in the second gen model, but with 25% off, I guess you can absorb it a little bit. And you can get a USB-C battery pack, which I recommend Anker's 27,000 watt battery pack if you can swing the bat. I mean, it's a large chunk of change, but it's also a massive battery, and it can provide up to 250 watts of power across 5 different ports, if I recall correctly. Oh, that's killing me that I don't know it verbatim. But anyway, and I took 2 of those recently, and it charged 2 laptops fully back up to full charge, and I actually used it like while it was draining the battery and charging. So it says all you need is a compatible controller such as the PDP Replay, which was designed for the Freestyle in mind and can be bundled in for $50, or you can have an Xbox or PlayStation controller at home already and you're good to go. But you basically can plug in whatever you want. But I want to do this with movies. I want to be able to just, have a cookout and have this playing and throwing it up on the wall of the mayoral mansion, and have a good time without people having to go in and out of the mayoral mansion where critters might be able to escape. So if you have pets, this is a win because you can throw this on a sheet in the backyard somewhere and you don't have to worry about your pets getting out if you have cats or something and you want to throw a little backyard party or something. Anywho, that's it, folks.
Well, looks like it'll be easy to use, and
yeah, it's still $600, but I want it.
Most things in Wanted have some price tag associated with them.
Yep. And nothing's free, folks. Well, except the show. So I'm glad you're coming and hanging out. If I miss anybody in chat, sorry about that. I'm not really chatting so much, but all of these articles will be posted in the show notes over on YouTube. They are in the VOD over on Twitch because Twitch basically guts the last show after 60 days, every 60 days. And when you do 7 shows on a weekend or 8 shows on a weekend, we lose 8 shows in 2 days, after, you know what I'm saying? Like after 60 days, 4 shows disappear, and then another 4 shows disappear, and then another show disappears, and I'm throwing all of that data in there, and then it's gone, and it's very frustrating. So that's why we also stream over on YouTube, because, well, I'm really liking YouTube. So anyway, there you go, folks. That's it. We are done with today's Wanted, and we're going to reset real quick and do the continuity report, which is all about entertainment news. So I'm going to throw the projector on, and you're going to get a really good view of the Wanted front page. It's right there under Gadgets and Technology down at the bottom because it's in alphabetical order. Just click on Wanted, and it may or may not have something new, but it's always aggregating. The aggregator is always updating, and we've got 50 channels at ohmTown.com, 7 of which are actual streaming shows and podcasts. So, boom, there it is. Over 1,000 episodes for you to review, going back 2.5 years. So, see you there. I am Mayor Watt, and that is the visualizer for the Sentient AI from the future.
Good night, ohmTown citizens. Thanks for joining us for Wanted. Be back soon for the continuity report.
Bye-bye. Time to get a new car dash cam.